Hey guys, this is Kristen with Mermaid Wax. I'm going to talk to you about timing for waxing. Now, before I dive in, if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment down below, like, subscribe. I'm always happy to answer your questions. So feel free to reach out if there's anything that you think I missed or any additional questions you have. Let me have it. Now, timing for waxing. Okay, so is there a best time to get waxed? Should you get waxed right before a big event? Can you wax in your period? Is it important to wax during the winter, sticking to a schedule? There's so many questions. I'm going to answer them all for you. Now, first one, best time to get waxed. Okay, so when using hard wax, the waxer will spread the wax on the skin in the direction of the hair growth. The wax will cool, and once it does, it's gonna like suction cup the hair. So whenever you remove that wax strip, the hair is going to come out with it. So it's gonna get pulled from the root. Because this process, it is important to ensure that the length of your hair is long enough for it to get removed. I always say about 3 to 6 weeks is like the happy waxing time. Anything earlier than 3 weeks, there is a chance the hair is just going to be too short. It's not going to have enough length for the wax to suction cup it, to pull it out. And then anything longer than 6 weeks, the wax can't, or whenever like the waxer is spreading the wax on the hair, it can cause them to like pull the hair a bit, if that makes sense, which is painful. And then you can start getting into different hair growth cycles, which I'll get more into that. But 3 to 6 weeks is like the happy time when it comes to waxing. About the length of like a grain of rice is safe to say. But yeah, so you definitely want to ensure your hair is long enough. I can't tell you how many people I've had that come in and they've shaved like 3 days prior. And I'm like, honey, I can't wax you today. So it has to be long enough. Now sticking to a schedule, this brings me to this one, which is super important. You want to get your hair growth cycles in sync. So the first time you get waxed, your cycles are most likely not going to be all matching up. So that means that the waxer can pull all the hair out from the root, but then other ones are going to be like popping up immediately because you have new hair growth cycles coming back in automatically. This takes 2 to 3 or so times for your hair growth cycles to get in sync. That way, every time you get waxed, it always comes out smooth. But the last thing you want to do is get waxed all summer, have everything all nice, finally get all your hair growth cycles in sync. You have less hair coming back in. It's softer, finer. Your appointments, they're less painful because you have less hair. So like everything's all happy. And then you stop waxing in the winter and you mess it all up and you got to start back to square one. So I absolutely recommend continuing to wax in the winter, if for nothing else, so that you don't lose all of the progress that you made in the spring and summer. In the winter, it's also a great time to add on other services that you might not want to start due to having to grow your hair out the first time, like underarms, legs. Then if you wax all those all summer or all winter, by the summer, you'll have a fraction of the amount of hair that you have and you don't have to deal with those either. So definitely want to stick to a schedule. Next, waxing before like a big event or holiday. So the big thing with this, the big question you want to ask is, have you been waxed before? And do you already wax consistently? So if you already get waxed consistently, nothing to worry about. I would just recommend getting waxed 1 to 2 days before the big event and everything is fine. Just keep doing it like you're doing it. If you've never waxed before, then I always recommend having at least 2 appointments before the big day. This is only because the first time you get a wax, it is going to be more uncomfortable because your hair hasn't been pulled out before. Or if you're someone who just like waxes sporadically, you might not know how your body is going to react to it. So you always, I say at least 2 waxing appointments before your big day, just so that you can get your body used to it. Especially like I said earlier, less hair grows back in, it hurts less, the hair is softer and finer. So you start like teaching your body, like the hair is going to be pulled out. and then it's going to come back in, but it's going to be so much easier. So definitely give it a couple appointments beforehand so that you can get yourself used to it, and just as a precaution in case, I mean, I've seen people who have gotten their eyebrows waxed with soft wax at a nail salon or something like that, and all of a sudden the wax was too hot, they didn't know, and their skin lifts, and that's just terrible. So it's best to stick to the same person so they know you know them, you know how they wax, they know how your body is. Do it a couple times and then you'll be easy peasy, good to go. And then lastly, waxing on your period. Okay, so although it is not the most comfortable because we don't love the pains of the lovely period, you can absolutely get waxed on your period. I have people do it all the time. You do need to wear a tampon for sanitary reasons, obviously. Make sure you shower before. And like I said, it could hurt more because of all the things that your body's going through. So you can always take like an Advil or Tylenol, something like that, just to help with the pain. And make sure to put in a fresh tampon right before the appointment. And also let your waxer know. I always hate when people surprise me with that. Because like one of my biggest fears of being a waxer is not seeing it at first, like seeing the little string, and then God forbid I actually got wax stuck on it and it pulled out or something like that. I don't know, but just let your waxer know. They're used to it, nothing to be embarrassed about. We all go through it. So just tell them, they'll be cool. It's no big deal. So I hope this helps. Any questions, let me know. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.